Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing on this Sunday morning? It's a nice, cool morning here in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's about 68 degrees, going to a high about 84. Perfect weather. So this morning I figured let's just go out and do a little walk around the neighborhood, show you some of the stuff that happened with Hurricane Milton. Now here's this drainage ditch. I'll turn around and show you. That's about where it sits all year round. Sometimes a little drier. That's the culprit that flooded everything in this area. So that's the one that caused all the problems with the flooding in the neighborhood. Now my neighbors, who have been here for 24, 25 years, they never come up that high. It did come up that high about a month ago, but we had a lot of rain this summer. We had rain like 30 inches in 3 days, and it came up then. And it definitely came up during the hurricane and flooded a lot of places. As you'll see here in a minute, I'll show you all this brush. All this brush is from damage, tree damage, from I'm just walking through the neighborhood, just right around the corner from the house. And look at all this brush, tree limbs down, and that's all throughout the neighborhood. As you see those trees over there, that's the back of the house. All those belong to the city. These trees here came from behind these houses in their yards. So lots of tree damage in the neighborhood. Everybody does have their power back on. It's been what, a week and a half? Let's see, Wednesday to Wednesday, yeah. This Wednesday will be 2 weeks. But I just wanted to walk through the neighborhood today, give you a little bit of idea what the neighborhood looks like. I think the city came through and picked up some of the brush piles once, but they didn't get a lot of it. So this is a reminder of what we went through almost 2 weeks ago. You see it on TV, you watch the local news or the world news if you're not in Florida, and they show you the hurricane damage. But when you see this every day, when you see this in your neighborhood, you know, this is a week and a half later, and we still got palm trees down. Palm trees. Look at this. They had to cut that out. There's one laying across the creek right there. So lots of damage still around. There's people over here cutting up some trees and limbs. So that's what you have to do when you come back home from work, if you have enough daylight. Now for me, I don't get home till almost dark. I mean, it gets dark at 7:30. Most days I get home right now, I've been getting home between 6:30 and 7. So it doesn't give you much time to do what you gotta do to get your yard cleaned up. People behind me are cutting up some brush. So that's how you spend your weekends, cleaning up brush. I'll turn the camera around this side here in a minute. As you can see, there's more brush. And it's through the whole neighborhood. These are people's front yards. We have to look at this every day until the city comes back and takes it. And this is throughout the whole city. This is just my neighborhood. I'm just going to go around the block. So, yes, once the hurricane passes, then you have to clean up. And it's going to take months to clean up, because this is just 2 streets, 2.5 streets I'm going to walk down. So people will ask, are the beaches open? You can get to the beaches, but are they open for you to go swimming? No. They are devastated on the beach lines. You guys remember that ocean went into homes, knocked homes over. That was Hurricane Helene. Hurricane Milton brought all the trees down. They didn't have a lot of storm surge on the beaches because it went in south of here. But they still got flooding from all the rain. I mean, 22 inches in St. Pete in about a 36-hour period. That's a lot of rain. So this is what we deal with every day. People go to work Monday through Friday. They come home. They try to work an hour, maybe half hour in the yard. And then the weekends, you spend cleaning up. We have not had football. I know some of y'all watch my football games that I record in the Little League. We will get back to that this coming up weekend. 2 games this coming up weekend. We go to Ocala Saturday and play. Come home and we got another game Sunday to play because the playoffs have to start real soon. They can't change the dates. In Florida Elite, they run Essie's Awards. I guess when they play the Super Bowl, they rent those stadiums out. And you can't change those dates, so they have to stick to a deadline. We've missed 2 games because of the hurricanes. So we're playing 2 games this weekend. We're supposed to have a bye week a couple weeks ago that we weren't going to play or something. I don't understand how that was going to work. But the game Saturday is that week. Augusta decided we needed to play. So who knows? So next weekend, there'll be no yard work. As you know, I've been at the ball fields all day recording the games. So what I can get done this week at work, I mean, even if it's 15 minutes, if I can take, swoop up some brush and throw in a can, I will. You only get a 120 gallon can in the city. You get to put your brush in there, the little brush. So, slow cleanup. Thank God there's no hurricanes coming to Florida. Thank goodness there's a lot of rain. I think they threw a 10% in the next couple of days because we got the east wind coming all the way across the state, and it may bring some sprinkles with it off the east coast. So I just wanted to walk around today. I'm going to show you this pile here in a minute. I'm coming up on it. This is the same drainage ditch next to my house. It runs down to the park. But once you take a look, this house got flooded out. All their belongings. I don't even know if they're living in there. I don't even know if they're staying in that house. There's another brush pile on this side of me. But look at that. Like I said, it's a long recovery. A lot of people say, oh, y'all still cleaning up? Yeah, we're still cleaning up. I mean, people's lives were turned upside down. They were devastated. Some of them were out of the house. Like I said, this is just one block. I'm making one big block going around the neighborhood just to show you how the neighborhood still looks a week and a half later. Again, there's another pile of stuff. I mean, I could drive around the city all day. But we'll be back to the house here in about 5 minutes or so. But I want to let everybody know my family's doing fine. I spent yesterday cleaning what I could of the yard. I tried burning a lot of the stuff because, like I said, I'm out of room in the trash can for all the little stuff, the leaves, the twigs, the pine cones. And as we see, there's more brush. And that's all you're going to see all the way through the neighborhood. Brush, 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 brush. Furniture, belongings, thrown out the curb. A lot of these people here are back home. But they have to look at this every day. It's a reminder. Yeah, if you want to get a pickup truck, borrow a pickup truck, go rent a pickup truck and trailer, you can load that stuff up yourself and take it to the brush site. Some people don't have time to do it. Look at me, next weekend I'll be doing football all weekend. What I can get thrown in the can this week, I will. I won't burn nothing during the week because I don't have time. But we're doing good. Kids, they go back to school, I think it was Wednesday. I believe it was this past Wednesday, so they had 3 days of school. Got back to football practice. This week, it's back to football practice and 2 games coming up this weekend. So, that's what it's going to be like. How long will it take to clean all this mess up? I have no idea. I've had people message me up from up north, hey, do you think it'd be safe to come down next month for Thanksgiving and go to the beach? I don't know. I honestly would say no, because of all the damage. I mean, this is just weed on the beach. Look at all these trees. So I imagine the people on the beach that got their houses totally wiped out. I know some of the restaurants, the water was up over the roof. So I would say coming down to St. Pete Beach, Clearwater Beach, Treasure Island for the holidays, it may not be a good idea. I mean, you can try. There might be some places open. There are some restaurants open. But to come down and enjoy a holiday weeks, I don't know. I mean, look at that brush down there. So, that's what we're up against down here in Florida. It's not just St. Pete. Tampa's the same way. I was in Plant City last week for work. Trees, trees, trees. Actually, some of the rivers are still rising, or they just crushed it over in the Hillsborough County, Tampa area, Pasco County. But they may not get below flood stage until the end of this week. And those poor people flooded out. But I just wanted to walk around today, give you a tour of the neighborhood, talk a little bit what's coming up. Back to work. I have a dentist appointment on Monday, tomorrow. And then it's work, work, work. Football, football, football. Back to work next week. So it's a busy time. Weather's been beautiful since the hurricane. Really no big rains coming. Like I said, they threw in the 20-30%. I don't know if you can see this. If you can see the road behind me, they got all this brush piled up, and it's hard to drive a car through there. See if you can see that. But I'm just going past tree branches. I'm just walking past piles of branches. I have a friend, his mother lives about, sorry about that, stepped on something, a quarter mile down the road. She has another ditch like we do. She's been there 35, 40 years. Flooded her whole house. Everything's sitting on the curb. And that's just mind-boggling. But I know somebody personally that's a close friend of the family that got that. And she's only a half mile that way to my left. So here you are. I'm right at the corner, almost back to the house. That's all you see. Piles and piles and piles. Mountains of brush. Hey, if you need firewood, come on down. I'm sure people will let you take some brush and cut it up. But we're coming back around the corner to the house. I just want to do a Sunday morning walk around, give you a little tour of the neighborhood. A week and a half later, what we're still up against. And tell you what's been going on. This week's a regular work week for me. We went back to work last Monday. A little slow. We worked all week. This week we're back to what you can't call normal. What do you call normalcy? How do you get back to normalcy? Who knows? We just go day by day, pick it up. Eventually, all that brush will be gone. Eventually. I think they have 90 days to get it cleaned up, to get reimbursed by the government. That's what they're talking about on the news. If they can get all this cleaned up in 90 days, I think it was FEMA or somebody, the president told them 90 days, and you can have the cities and counties will be reimbursed. So they're working on it. It's a slow process, but they're working on it. I'm about to walk back up to the house. This car right here that you see is my next door neighbor. They got 3 cars to park on the street. The water was up to the bottom of that car. She had a Corvette or a Camaro sitting behind it. It got flooded out. I'm not sure what happened to the other car. So this is my front yard here. Now I did have a big pile of brush. They came by Friday and picked some up. I think that's where they had their machine. But this is what I tell you. This black can right here. That's all I have to put brush in. Little brush. Lots of trash, brush. And I have a lot to clean up still. I'm gonna take this out. Trash goes tomorrow, so it's going out front now. That's all I have to put brush in. I mean, I got plenty of prongs in the back that are long. But trying to get everything into that can, along with trash, that's the challenge. That's what's going to take weeks to get rid of, maybe months. I can burn some of it on the weekends. Next weekend, it's all football. So there'll be no burning next week. As I'm coming into the backyard, there's my little fire pit. I burned everything yesterday. But look at all this. All these leaves, all these sticks, I gotta pick up. I'll show you the rest of the backyard. So this is what I do on the weekends. I was outside yesterday 5 hours picking stuff up. Look at this pile here. I got rid of maybe half of it. I can't burn all that because yesterday was windy. All that stuff was being picked up. And here's the backyard. Look at that. It's gonna take a while to get all this picked up. But we're live. Back to work. Kids are back to school. That's what this area looks like. This is just my little area, my one block. I just made a complete circle. So this week, it's work and football all next weekend. I'll make some more videos. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. If you like what you're doing, keep doing it. If you don't, change it. If you got your own business, keep growing, keep making money. Until the next video, have a wonderful weekend.